Welcome to the Portress podcast post-game show, round 4. I've got Craig with me, and this is Matthew. How you going, everyone? Craig, how are
you? Well, I've definitely changed my attitude from the third quarter update.
Yeah, disappointing stuff, hey? Disappointing.
Very much so. That was just not good in the end. I really can't explain it. We just looked like we just got run off of our legs. It was horrible. I mean, the players that did stand up for the first 3 quarters just basically went quiet, and then a lot of the other players that should have probably stood up to give those boys a rest just didn't do it. I mean, Jarman Impey was somewhat quiet tonight. Pollack had a quiet night. Sam Powell-Pepper was quiet tonight. He was really ineffective a lot of the time. Hoffy was good in spurts, but I'm thinking it may be time to make a few more changes to the team. And I was listening to the 5AA cast of the show while I was watching the game, and I agree with Kane Corns. We went in too small. We should have at least had another key forward, like a Brett Eddy. We just went in. We went in too short in this game, and we got exposed in the end. Just they were kicking it to height, and we just couldn't eventually stop them in the end. And that was the good thing about the first 3 quarters was we were stopping them in defence, but we just could not get it over the line in the end because our defence just got run off their feet. That is probably the biggest thing I can say about this game.
Not clean at all. Just very disappointing with that. Just having a look.
Yes.
Yeah. Dallas Morris says Pepper just not so good tonight. I think maybe one more go with Carlton on Friday night, or perhaps bring in some of the Maggie's guys into the team. I think Matthew White, I'm worried about where he stands long term. I really think he's going to just be a good Maggie's player for us now this year, because if we've got some talent there in the just based on what we see in the Magpies, we've got to we can't be mucking around with having Whitey just off touch, not his flashy self. He's nearly there, but just not good enough. Sam Gray disappointing again today. He does so many good things, and he's again just nearly there. But if I mentioned in our chat there and in our group chat that if there's someone that's better than him in the Maggies, then put him, he goes for the Mag. He goes back to the Maggies. But look, that's what we need to do. It's why we need to really be pushing the quality of our Magpies players and expecting high standards, because there's an opportunity there.
No, definitely. I mean,
hey, Dion,
I would probably consider an Archie to come in for this game for Sam Gray.
Yeah.
I've been a bit critical of him lately, and it showed well in tonight's game. Although
bring in Arch.
Looking at the unfortunately looking at the stats, another one of our small forwards again really didn't play that well, and actually played worse than Sam Gray, and that's Chad Wingard.
Just remind everyone, I'm going to be keeping an eye on the Facebook chat, and we're going to have Craig keeping an eye on the Spreaker chat. So feel free. We're live on YouTube, live on Spreaker thanks to Port Fan Radio with this, and with also on live on Facebook on the Portress podcast Facebook. So if you want to see me and my noggin in my office here. Otherwise, we'll probably put this goes up on iTunes as well through Port Fan Radio. So, so go ahead, Craig. Just wanted to kind of welcome some of the guys that have just joined in. Hello, other people watching now. Continue on, mate. Sorry about that.
I mean, looking at the team, if they're not willing to, I know Ryder's going to be back next week. We know he's going to come back in, so we'll get a little bit of height there. But do we need to potentially, because we probably still won't have Homsch back, do we need to drop Trengro back to the fence and bring in another toll to go up forward with Dixon, and also chop out in the ruck along with Trengro? Because looking at these stats, I'd be playing Billy Frampton.
Well, I was just thinking
He got two goals.
Tonight.
He was fairly dominant in the ruck contests. Got 13 hitouts for the game, which I know it's only SANFL, and he did get manhandled by Balderstone, but at the very least, if we're using him as a chop-out ruck, that could be potentially handy.
And it wouldn't.
And he's still got 17 touches for the game.
It wouldn't
as a foot ruckman.
And wouldn't have slowed us down either because the GWS...
He's young and he's got a bit of pace.
Exactly. I'm just picturing also, I don't know, I was discussing with you guys on Wednesday night about how the shape of a season changes within, 4 to 5, 6 weeks. I'm just picturing, and something I was thinking of maybe I'll call up also just to speak to maybe the club, like one of the players on AA or something throughout the week, and maybe pose it to the people, also on our show we'll talk about it, if I'd seen Dougal Howard, Logan Austin, and Ryder in that side today, these guys, I'm talking, just obviously they're not ready now, but otherwise they'd be there. And, I reckon both of them played for us, so it's not a matter of they're not ready in their form. It's just getting some game time. There would have been just a different game today, especially even just Ryder in. So, but just picturing also Logan Austin out there and also Dougal Howard. So we're not. It's not all doom and gloom. 2-2 after 4 games. I'm not. It's just where we're at. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm looking through the stats from Thursday night's game and comparing them to this afternoon's game, and I'm just seeing what changes we could make. And there are a few players that we could chop out. I mean, Aaron Young's been quiet now for what I reckon is 3 weeks straight. He played good in the Sydney game. He was average in the Freo game. He was absent in the showdown. And again, he was pretty absent again tonight. He kicked 1 goal, and had, 11 touches for the game. It's not necessarily the best result for him. I'd be very tempted to make 3 or 4 changes to this team, bringing back Ryder. I would give Frampton a go. I would potentially try I'd even potentially bring in Jake Need or a Brendan Archie. Well, Brendan Archie was average Thursday night, so I'm not 100% certain on him. I wouldn't bring in Tumpus, even though he was leading our team for the power players that night, but I wouldn't bring in Tumpus. I'd be going probably a Frampton, a Need, and an Atlee.
Yeah, well,
go those 3 in. Replace Sam Gray. Replace Sam Gray, Aaron Young, and I don't know who else. Who would we drop out for Ryder? I'll probably drop
Matthew White.
Matthew White for Ryder. So
I'm going to change.
I would go those 3.
Craig, you there?
Potentially.
Craig?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, my call. I'm going to leave Youngie in because I'm thinking Friday night Carlton 6 goals. Okay, so
yeah, but I was saying that this week about him, and he didn't perform.
He's playing Carlton.
But even then, Impey also has been pretty average.
He's playing Carlton.
I could go either Aaron. I would say one of those 2 would probably have to come out the same. And either a Sam Gray or a Carl Amon.
Okay.
I would be dropping either one of those. I would be dropping 2 of those 4. Would be my potential.
Yep.
As well as dropping a Whitey or someone else to bring back in Ryder.
You were listening to
But I'd be playing Frampton. I'd be giving him a chance because we need to see what we can do with a taller forward line, and I reckon give him a chance. Go against Carlton. That'll probably give him a bit of a boost and give him a taste of AFL football. He needs to know what he needs to be striving to be playing at the top level. So give him the chance.
You said you were listening to 5AA. They were talking about bringing Impey into the middle. They're just really disappointed that we didn't see that tonight.
No, but again, he was even quiet when he was playing up forward. He had 9 touches for the game. So between him and Aaron Young, I'd actually probably even say go Jarman Impey back to the Maggies for a couple of weeks, give him a spill with either Sam Gray or Carl Amon, one of those two. I'd probably go Sam Gray over Amon, even though Gray was technically better. Carl had more touches, and I reckon was probably a bit more effective than Sam.
No, Sam disappointed me. Some really 2 weeks in a row where he's not finishing off, and
So as I said, I'm looking at the stats. My feeling is Frampton need Atley. I would be giving Atley a go. I'd bring back Need because he can do some interesting things up forward, and give Frampton a go because I think he can do some good and hopefully get himself some
go through those.
Match practice that he's going to need.
Let me just read it. Let me just get into those nitty-gritty ones. Let me just quickly, before I do that, couple of Archie is at AFL level, says B. Rymurf. So Archie isn't up to AFL level. We played well tonight, all except last quarter, exactly. And in a minute I'll go back to Kane Corns' tweet and give you the stats the last quarter, which really hurt. Also, Dallas Morris has mentioned a couple of things. Youngie needs a wake up, maybe needs a big kick in the arse and just one more game against Carlton and a scare, or maybe straight back in the Maggies. That'll wake him up. Also, better than last time we played them there. So we certainly gave them a scare, and I reckon we'll meet them down the track. We'll meet them. If not, I'm not sure if we play them again. I think we do. So at home. So.
Yes,
and that's where I say an Austin, Howard, and a Ryder in the side, and we look a little bit different, and we straighten up a lot more. So
we definitely do. But in saying that we played better than last time, that final quarter they went in without his Shaw at the start, and he was limping a fair bit.
Yep.
They lost Shield for a fair bit of that quarter. They were down a few players, and yet they still run over the top of us. There is some issues there.
They look stronger. Yeah.
So we need to make a few changes, and I don't think we made the right changes this week. We made the wrong changes this week.
Any concern about our fitness?
I don't necessarily think it was a fitness problem. I think it was a structure problem. We structured up poorly. We did not have the right players on the field. By the time it came to the fourth quarter, we were heavily relying on our defenders, especially in Dan Houston and Jasper Pittard, who I reckon were our two best players tonight, besides our Brad Ebert, who has also played quite well tonight. Yeah. Those three there, they played their asses off. And by the fourth quarter, Houston and Pittard would just run off their feet. Pittard's first game back from bloody hamstring injury, and he's expected to shoulder most of the work.
Craig,
of course he was going to run his feet off.
Your call on Frampton coming in, I think that echoes what I believe I heard in one of the podcasts on Port Fan Radio later in the week, either Big Footy or the...
I remember hearing, I think Portress said something about that.
Yeah. Disappointing. Would have been good.
She was saying she'd be happy for him to get a taste of AFL football just so he knows what he's up for.
I don't see the value in him there next week, though, because Ryder's back. I don't know.
Yeah, but I still don't think... I think at the moment, without having Homsch, and if they're not going to play Logan Austin, I'd be playing Frampton, Ryder, and putting Trengro down back again. Even if it is for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Until Homsch comes back, and then Frampton goes back to the twos. But Frampton needs to at least get a taste of AFL football so he knows where he actually has to be at to be playing constant AFL football.
Good point. Yeah. I would think, I was looking at thinking about the run, like if you're replacing Whitey. I can't really kind of think right now just in regards to who exactly could come in, because I'm looking at Need. Need is more of that forward where maybe he can go up the ground a bit more, or maybe Jake Need.
It can be that damaging small forward. That's what I said. I would be picking the 3 players I said in Frampton, Need, and I'll be giving Joe Atley a go. He's been playing some good football. I'll be giving him a try.
Would SPP for Atley?
No, I'd keep. SPP's been quiet the last 2 weeks now, but I would keep SPP in for another week. Especially and I would be Carlton. Dropping either Impey or Young. I just don't think they should be at a level where they should be consistently playing good football. If they're not playing consistent good football, that's on them. Sam Powell-Pepper is only playing his 4th game of AFL football ever. These Young and Impey have played. Both of them played 50-plus games.
So we've got a couple of new people joining.
Where they should be more consistent than this.
A couple of new people joining the chat here, guys. So welcome. We've got now 9 watching us. We're on Port Fan Radio through the Spreaker chat, and so this will be recorded and delayed on iTunes for our post-match review. If anyone's got any thoughts on the game, anything that frustrated them, what was a key pivotal moment for you that lost us the game? Some good signs. What did you see? Little positives that you want to kind of just see more of. I guess some of the run made are some of the things that when we go forward, it looks like it's almost a bit of luck, and it's not like we're bombing forward, but when we are kind of lowering our eyes and going forward, it still feels like it's where the players are almost just in overdrive, almost a little in over their head. And you can see Dixon kind of jumping too early, and the guys just not clean enough today. And there was a lot of stop-starts, and just it was near enough and not good enough. That's how I kind of, maybe that's the best way to describe the show of the week. I mean, it was near enough but not good enough, and it's just we know where we are now. We're at 2-2. I think it's look, some good signs. The Maggies on beat Norwood, and also just that last 5-10 minutes of that game, there was a lot of persistence showed, a lot of grit, a lot of players will be up from that, and hopefully maybe the selection is going to be really interesting this Thursday night, because there's opportunities. These boys in the Maggies should be playing for. There's opportunities. It's not, believe what you want to believe about where we were at after 2 games and we smashed Freo, and we can see where Freo is not bad after all, by the way.
Yes.
Knocking off in the last 2 weeks.
Oh no, this is just...
What a season. So 2-2, we're in up to our eyeballs. They're going to be so super confident. There's got to be really just moving forward and really strong and present strong in the first. I think one thing I liked about this week, and I'm just going to finish off my comment, was present strong in the first 10 or 15 minutes against Carlton. We'll show how we back up again. I think I'm starting to believe in the team that we can win any game, any time. That we're in up to our eyeballs in every contest now. Showdown hangover. I would have thought that, Beryl, you're right in one way in the fact that if you're looking at us being in that top group, we're just not good enough. But I showdown hangovers, you see it in the first 10 or 15 minutes, and we didn't see it there. Probably if I was to delve a bit deeper in the concept of that showdown hangover was every quarter, or at least the first 3 quarters, we still took a while to get into that quarter. We didn't just, the last couple of weeks was just bang, bullet out of the gate. And today we got things going 5-10 minutes into, or even 15-20 minutes into every quarter. And obviously we just thought probably the first time 5-10 minutes of the last quarter that'll turn around. And obviously the GWS, that's when they just got their momentum. And as I saw a bit on social media and I was tweeting with some family, my sister said at one stage basically that it looks like we're giving up. She was watching the game, I think, and listening to it earlier, and she said, "It looks like we're kind of giving up." I said, "Yeah, I think so. I think it just felt like at a moment there that it was I don't know. GWS is so good that we look like we gave up, but maybe that's the hangover kind of idea. But we step up on Friday night, and first 10 or 15 minutes we know if we're on. If we're on like we are against GWS and Adelaide, I don't think Carlton have got it, so I think we can get an opportunity to get our mojo back.
I hope we can. And yes, Mick Harrison, I have seen your chat on Spreaker.
Cheers, Mick. Welcome,
and
Mick.
yeah, I completely agree with you. You're echoing my same thoughts. We lost at the selection table. This club is going nowhere. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think we are doing well. It's just we really screwed up the selections this week. I think just going in with this small, speedy attack was just, we went in too short. I would have been happy to see Logan Austin play tonight instead of Matthew White. I would have been happy to see another forward come in. I didn't want to see Brett Eddy come out. Brett Eddy up in our forward line at least proved, he may not have been necessarily the best player out there, but he proved a structural component for our side. He was up there when we needed him. He could run out off of centre half forward, leaving Dixon to be the target, and it would take some defenders with him.
Yep.
Because they were still worried that Brett Eddy could do some damage if he was left alone. And then we just went, oh no, now we're just going to go all smalls and see how we go. We proved in the end that, it didn't work. We just got beaten in that. It all came down to that final quarter where we just our defence got run off their feet because we weren't running a stronger forward line, and they just ran over the top of us because our midfield didn't stand up hard enough for the players that needed to stand up. And there's not much more I can say about it, to be honest.
Yep, no, we'll wrap it up soon. I'm just disappointing, but it's so important just to look at, where's the attitude now? Is it an attitude of doom and gloom, or is it an attitude of positivity? And I think it's an attitude of hitting reality. For me, I think reality says to us now, 2-2 is where we stand, and I think we have that attitude again, and just get reminded, as a fan base especially. I'm sure the guys just in the inner circle don't focus too much and worry about that, but for us, we need to know that we've got to look at the top 8 and just basically just know we've got a side next week. We shouldn't away Berry. So how we do that, it's got to start with an attitude of there's got to be a fear, involved as well, almost, and just think that get back on being focused, because the boys tonight just were scratchy, not clean, very disappointing. All right, mate. Anything else you wanted to share there?
No, I think I've said everything I need to say for tonight's game. I hope the club has realised that they did make a mistake with their selections, and hopefully we do go with a better choice this week coming up against Carlton.
Well, let me just finish off just with those stats, the last quarter stats from Kane Corns. 133 to 50 in favour, disposals in favour of GWS. They're all in favour of GWS. Clearance 12 to 4, marks 47 to 7, 5 goals 6 to 1 point. So that's where we'll be looking at our review for the club, the players. I'm sure Ken Hinkley, that's where they're looking to review, and we'll even talk about that on Wednesday night. So Port Fan Radio fans, again, back into it from the Big Footy guys Monday night. I'm sure if it's not Easter, they may do something later in the week. It's the 19th this week, isn't it? Yeah. My daughter's birthday this Wednesday, so we may be doing a show on Thursday night or in some other delay. I'm going to have to chat to you about that, Craig. So keep a lookout, guys. We'll let you know what's going on, but the show will be on, but not sure what time this week. Maybe it'll be a show that's later on the week, and we can talk post-selection or something. We'll have a chat about that. Otherwise, thanks very much. Listen to us. Follow us on the Portress podcast, Port Fan Radio, and we'll get back to you guys real soon with some hopefully some positive stuff to talk about in regards to Carlton. Thanks very much for watching, guys, on the Facebook, and thanks for listening on Spreaker. Thanks, Craig.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate. And we're out on Spreaker now.